Hi, folks. I hope you're all doing well and with your self-imposed or otherwise imposed time at home. And one of the things, I was listening to a great talk this morning on Living on Earth, and they were interviewing Richard Louv, the author of Last Child in the Woods and Vitamin N and several other ones. And one of the things he talks about in there is storytelling. And in a lot of cultures around the world, historically, and even today, telling stories was a really important part of the day. And when we're in our homes a lot right now, this is a nice opportunity to kind of get that tradition back. So, where many of my ancestors are from in Ireland, they have a history of storytelling, a tradition of it. And in a lot of cultures around the world, stories about animals that teach us things or explain things about the animals were really common. So I wanted to share a little story with you from Ireland about why the robin looks the way the robin looks. So a long time ago, before electricity, before cities, before big towns, people lived in small villages and clans. And back then, fire was very, very important. You see, without electricity or things like that, they couldn't heat their homes, they couldn't cook their food. So fire was very important and hard to make. Once it was made, it was very important to keep those fires going. And each village had people that were fire tenders that kept things going. Well, one day, there was a grandparent and a child, and it was their turn to watch the fire. They did this a lot together. And they would take turns. One would watch the fire, one would go do chores around town, around the village there. And often the clan would go out, whether it was for working the gardens or hunting or visiting other clans. And often it was just the child and the grandparent in the village. And a lot of times when the little one was watching, when the child was watching the fire, they would poke around and put sticks in. And often this bird would come down. And back then, robins looked a little different. They didn't have that nice red color or that orange color we see on them now. They were all black and brown. And this child and this robin got very close. They would talk, and the child would talk to the robin back and forth, and the robin would sing its beautiful song. Well, one day, late in the afternoon, the grandparent was out doing some errands around the village. And the little child was watching the fire, and it was one of those beautiful, warm, sunny afternoons. And the child began to go to sleep and doze off. Now, Fox lived by the villages a lot because they would come in and steal food and chickens and other things like that. Fox did not like that people had fire because fire kept the foxes away, kept the humans safe. So as soon as the little one closed its eyes, Fox snuck out and began kicking and scraping ground and dust and dirt all over the fire and put it out. At least the fox thought it was out. Well, that robin had been right over in the bushes right over there. And the robin loved that little person, that little child. And the robin flew down right towards where the fire was and began flapping its wings as hard as it possibly could right towards where the fire was. And yes, there was one tiny little ember that was still down there, and it began to glow hotter and hotter and hotter. And the robin flew away and got some grasses and threw them on top of the hole in the ember and flapped its wings hotter and hotter, farther and farther, faster and faster. And soon that ember caught that little grass on fire, and the robin began to flap its wings even more, put some more sticks and some more grass on top of it. And soon all of it caught into a beautiful fire. But the robin was so close that it singed the feathers on its front, on its chest and on its belly. And it kept the fire going and kept the people warm and fed and chased that fox away. But to this day, the robins have that orange breast and orange tummy as a reminder of their love for people. So that's the story. Robins are a wonderful bird this time of year, spring in the North Americas. They're out a lot. So stop and take a moment to acknowledge that robin as it flies by, or is in your yard looking for worms. Hope you're having a great day. Bye.